Let me tell you a story. Or not the story, let me rant. I'm going to talk, okay? And this I am talking about is often you will say, I do not think person with character trait X, whatever that character trait may be, whether it is just that they are ugly, or that they are evil, mean person, or what have you, you will say that this person is not viable for marriage. And the other people will say, well, what makes you think that she will marry you? Because often these people that do have these trait X's, right, they are not, they probably wouldn't marry me, right? Because for one, I wouldn't marry them. That immediately puts us in a state of conflict with one another. And that I do not want to marry them, and they do not want to marry me. However, the point they're trying to make is what makes you valid for marriage, right? Because they're assholes. They're just trying to put you down. Or maybe they are trying to make you better. They're trying to say, why don't you grow as a person? Tell me what it is that makes you a viable husband, right? And I have thought about this for quite some time. And my answer is getting better and better every time, right? However, I do still steal much of my answer from others instead of having my own path. And this makes me weak to some degree. This makes me incorrect on some levels. It makes me not a perfect person. But that is understandable because none of us are perfect people. Allow me to sit up straight. And if you are watching this video, sit up straight. You fucking banana freak. Sit up. Stand up. Put your head where it belongs. And breathe. You are alive. You are alive. And that is a good thing. It is good to be alive. And while I am alive, I am going to tarry forward and continue being alive. I am not going to die until the day I am dead. So good riddance to those who think I should die. You must forgive me. I am not going to. But back onto the point. The point I was making is that sometimes I will say something like, look at this ugly woman. She has this ugly haircut and a tattoo. She is not worthy of my cock. And then the people will say, well, what makes you think that she would put your cock inside her? To that, it is so dumb. Why is it so dumb? It's like, it's unrelated. The logical connection just is not there. What makes me think that? I don't think that at all. I just do not care what her opinion is. I am stating my own opinion. Her opinion does not matter. She is woman. Me, I am man, and I would not have sex with her. Other reasons why I would not have sex with her. She is on birth control. If you are on birth control, then clearly there is something wrong with you. If you have the thing put inside your vagina so that you do not have periods anymore, you are not a woman. You are a man. Other reasons. Well, I do not have a full list of reasons. I do not have endless and endless reasons of why I would not, or why I would marry someone, obviously. Because there will only be the person I marry, right? So it does not matter if it is some woman, right? It does not matter, because there will be women who say, I would marry that woman. And then it matters. When I am in a state of mind of, this could be mother of child, then it matters her opinion. Because then I have to convince her to marry me. I have to be a valid marriage candidate. I have to be able to provide for family and for a social connection where we both grow. I have to be able to stand on my own 2 feet. And this does not mean I cannot rely on women at times. It is a very important relationship that husband and wife shares. It is a relationship where both are coming together to create a family. They're both creating something much greater than either one of them. This, you see, it is in this relationship that you will find true love. It is in this relationship where you will find that you and your committed are in it to grow, to create something immensely powerful, something far beyond yourself, something greater than anything that has ever existed. Because right now, I am the greatest that has ever existed. And my wife, God bless her soul, she is the second most greatest. She may even be equally as great as I, but together, we will create something even more great, even more, even larger than ourselves. It is on this path that me and her shall take, that we will work our way towards the higher man. It is only in this relationship that it is possible to create that which is beyond ourselves. For you see, in an unhealthy relationship, in one where there is no commitment, no responsibility, no caring, all it is for pleasure, in this relationship, it is impossible to create the higher man. Because in this relationship, you are not interested in creating beyond yourself. You are only interested in pleasing yourself. And pleasure is temporary. Pleasure is not beyond you. Pleasure will not continue beyond when the pleasure ends. At that point, there is nothing. At that point, if you are for pleasure, if you are in some bond for the sake of pleasure, then it is inherently not going to lead to the higher man, since the higher man is not consumed with pleasure. He is not a coomer. He is not spending his days trying to coom and doing nothing but playing with himself in whatever means that may be. Instead, he who searches for the higher man, he who wishes to create beyond himself, he is not thinking about pleasure. Pleasure for that man still comes, of course. Just because you are not searching out for pleasure does not mean you will not have pleasure. But it does mean what it means is that when you do have pleasure, you will respect it as it is, as pleasure. You will say, oh, right now I am getting dopamine, and I love this experience, and I want to have this experience again, because it was good, and it was fun, and it brought me joy. But you are not chasing it. It is not your goal. It should never be your goal. Pleasure as goal should be burned and disdained for. God bless you.